Hey, welcome to level 4 of the Gamers Pass podcast, where we all get together, chat about video games from Xbox, Nintendo, PC, probably sometime, PlayStation. We're just a bunch of gamers loving it and having a good time. And joining me, as usual, we have Lee. Lee, how you doing today, sir?
Doing all right, yeah.
Good stuff. And
Yeah, I'm
then
doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing great. Next to Lee, we've got Jakey. Jakey, how's it going? Fixing his camera right now.
I'm good, my man. I'm good.
And back with us again is Lightsy. Lightsy, how you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Excellent. All right, good stuff. So we're gonna jump right into everything, guys. And we've already talked about this two episodes ago, but we have to chat about on March 9th. It was the Zenimax acquisition. It's complete. It was $7.5 billion, which is pretty crazy, which includes 8 dev studios, including Bethesda and id Software, and I think that's pretty crazy. So, huge celebration, trending on Twitter, going crazy. Even Phil Spencer did this big write-up, which I thought was really awesome. And one of the things he mentioned, and this is where I want to get into the good stuff, is gamers should know that Xbox consoles, PC, and Game Pass will be the best place to experience new Bethesda games, including some new titles in the future that will be exclusive to Xbox and PC players. So, and that's that's crazy. So, as an Xbox Nintendo fan for myself, I think this is fantastic. We won't get into the whole fanboyism or anything like that, but exclusive games, we chatted about this a couple weeks ago. I really want to get into it. Lee, have you did any research on future Bethesda games? Because we will talk with the Game Pass what happened the other day, but just not yet.
No, I haven't quite looked into that.
Okay.
But I do think it's ambitious what they're trying to do, and I like that.
Yep. Now, Lee had the quote of the week 2 weeks ago when he said Microsoft is not going to let the boys play with their big toys or something, or whatever.
Yeah,
I thought that was amazing, dude. I was like, pow, take that. It was so awesome. Jake, what do you think about exclusivity, and what do you think some of the titles may be?
In terms of new titles coming out?
Yeah, because he said specifically new titles, PC and Xbox.
I think that they could possibly revive maybe like old series, maybe of Bethesda games. So maybe, I mean, like in terms of maybe they could redo Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, maybe bring them out in HD.
Both were great. Both were great games.
Yeah, personally, 3 is my all-time favorite.
Okay.
I put 100 hours into that game.
Yep.
I think having that in HD remakes would look awesome.
That's cool.
Because if you play it on the PC compared to playing it on the Xbox 360 or backwards compat, it still looks really dark and looks really sort of like downgraded. And I think if they brought back that series alive with even just redoing, 3 and 4 or New Vegas at least, I think it would entice people to also get back into the Fallout series.
Yep.
Because after the disappointment with Fallout 76, I think they need to sort of reignite that spark within a lot of the Fallout fans, because a lot of people really don't like Fallout 76, and I completely understand their point of view. And I think by re-releasing 2 of the best Fallout games, in my opinion, which won many awards, I think it would just spark back that love for the Fallout series, and maybe do the same with Oblivion and etc. like that. I just think those games, if they had re-releases, people would be able to appreciate them for what they are now, compared to back when we first played them. I think it would just reignite that spark for the love of the Fallout and Bethesda, Skyrim, all that stuff. So,
oh my gosh. So, Lightsy, how about you? Have you played many Bethesda games? And if so, what do you think about exclusivity and what could be exclusive?
I want to say the only game I've played off the top of my head would have been Elder Scrolls.
Nothing wrong with that. That's one of my fave series of all time. It's so good.
It is.
I mean, as for exclusive games, I really don't know.
No, and that's fine. So let me throw this curveball then. What about the new Elder Scroll game that's coming out? That they've already showed just a little quip, no gameplay, little video. Yes, we're working on. I believe it's Elder Scrolls 6. I think it is. I think so.
Because the Elder Scrolls Online games, they are related, but they're not their own individual games.
Right,
they're all
right.
a lot of different ones combined together. So I think
All
the
right.
Elder Scrolls 6.
So besides Starfield, because we talked more in depth about Starfield, I'm talking Elder Scrolls 6, one of the best series of all time. They're huge. You get lost in the worlds. Oblivion is one of my faves. Skyrim is beautiful, one of my faves. What about the Elder Scrolls 6 being exclusive or a timed release?
Oh, jeez. Now you put me on the spot.
Yes. Now realize this game is going to sell a gazillion copies. So do they keep it on Xbox, or do they do it for a timed for 6 months, whatever?
I think they will probably keep it exclusive to Xbox.
Okay.
Personally, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, Bethesda have said that they would probably, they are going to be making all their exclusive games to Xbox and PC and all that. Who knows? Maybe down the line, maybe 6-7 months, there could be a PlayStation release if PlayStation is like, we actually want to release this on our consoles, because it's not fair having millions of people. Because remember, you've got to realize there's millions of people on each system, or probably even more than that. And I don't think people are going to want to buy an Xbox Series X or an Xbox Series, an Xbox One just to play Elder Scrolls 6. They might do if they have the dedication. I wouldn't personally do that because I don't have that kind of money to waste on that.
Sure.
But I think maybe down the line they could. But I think for the moment, I think they would stick to what they have said is it's going to be exclusive to Xbox. That's how I feel about it.
All right, Lee. Are we going exclusive to Xbox for the Elder Scrolls 6, or are we doing timed release? What do you think?
I think it's going to be a time release.
Okay.
Because I think they'll make more money opening it up to everyone as opposed to keeping it exclusive. I think there'd be a bit of an uproar against that if
would there ever be?
if it was just left to just exclusive, really.
Yep. Lighty, what about you?
I'm kind of with Lee with the time release thing. I think it makes most sense to me, just
financially speaking.
Yeah. I'm also thinking in the back of my mind, okay, what about if they add in the VR capability?
Oh, okay. And last week we did cover about the new PlayStation 5 VR. So, I don't know. I'm on the fence. I'm with Ollie's, to be honest. I could see them doing exclusive and just you know what, this is the best place to play it. We want to sell more consoles. We want to sell more PCs. Almost everybody has a PC now. And but I also could see the timed release where they have to recoup that $7.5 billion. So I don't know, and this is something that's got me really excited about the future for Xbox and Bethesda. What's going to happen?
Sorry.
No, you go ahead, sir.
It is definitely, I could definitely see it being a time release. I mean, just looking at other games, for example, that came out on the PlayStation 4, like No Man's Sky. That was exclusively to PlayStation 4, and then that's one of the reasons I bought PS4. And then literally 2 weeks after I bought PS4, they were announcing it for the Xbox One.
Ah, okay.
And I think that came to Xbox about 5 months after when it came out on PlayStation.
Okay.
So it's a mixture of both, really. There's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna say when Lee or Jake was saying his part, not necessarily that people would go out and buy a new console to play it on Xbox, but a lot of people do have computers that still play PlayStation 2, so they
and the
not
cool
exactly
thing is,
missing out, right?
Sure. And the cool thing is the Game Pass is for PC as well, the Game Pass Ultimate. which is fantastic. So we are going to continue on. There was a excuse me, there was a round table for like the Bethesda acquisition. They were just all chatting, and I didn't get to watch the video, but I did get some highlights of what came out of it. And there is a big Xbox summer event, and my question is, are they having E3? So what I learned is E3 is going to be a virtual E3. So is Xbox going to do their own thing separate from E3, or are they going to join E3? Because I love E3. I tune in every year. I usually take a couple days off from work just so I can watch it and nerd out. And I'm serious. I love it. I think it's fantastic. So right now they're in the planning phase for an event sometime this summer. And what they are sort of, the planning, what they're sort of doing is an Xbox traditionally would be held at E3. So the question is, do you think that E3 is going to have Xbox? Because PlayStation, I believe, opted out last year, and I think Nintendo doesn't do it anymore. But I know Xbox and Phil Spencer and all those guys have a really good relationship with the E3 guys. So what do you guys think about E3? Lee, I'll start with you. I don't know if you've ever tuned into E3, but for me, I nerd out every year.
I can't say that I tune into E3, but I know that it's a big thing and people love it, like you. And like I like to be truly honest, the first one that I actually tuned into was the Nintendo Direct that you streamed.
Okay.
But
Nice.
But yeah, like E3 is a big thing. And they show a lot of great things.
Yeah, look at me spreading the gaming gospel all around the world. I love it. Lee has become a follower. All right, Logan or Lightsy, what about you?
I watch it sometimes. Like if there's a game that I've heard that I'm interested in,
Sure.
I'll watch to see if there's anything about it. I think the big one that I would usually watch is BlizzCon.
Nice. Okay, I've never
So,
tuned into BlizzCon. That's cool.
Yeah.
Jakey?
Yes, I've always watched E3 ever since 2014 when Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Actually, no, E3 2013 because that's when Black Flag was announced. Yeah, ever since then I've been watching E3 every single year.
Nice.
I think it would be a really cool concept if they had their own, like Nintendo done, and
Which is
like
awesome. Yeah.
But also, I think that if they want to maintain that relationship, they will still go to E3 and they still will show off all the stuff at E3 because that's one of the biggest gaming events in the world.
Yep.
And that is where millions of gamers will all come together and look at the games, even if it's not coming out for a certain console or whatever. They will still go to look at those games, and the fact that Xbox has such a good relationship with them, I don't think Xbox would jeopardize that just to have their. But I think it would be a really cool thing to do, like Nintendo did, and
Absolutely.
the Nintendo one was the first Nintendo event I properly watched this year. So yeah, like Lee on the Nintendo element, I was really new to that, but you know, again, it's a 50-50 thing. It would be a really cool concept to do. And even if they didn't and they still went to E3, it would still just be as great anyway.
Sure. A couple of my bucket list items. I want to go to PAX East, which is in Boston, and then I want to go to an E3. Those
I love going to E3.
It would just be so fantastic. I would love it. We don't really get many nerd conventions or any sort of nerd conventions. I have to go where Lightsy lives to actually go to some of those big Comic-Cons and stuff like that.
I went to HalCon last year.
Oh, that's so cool.
I met John Borrowman.
All right.
And Mark Pellegrino. Butchers his name, but Lucifer from Supernatural.
Okay.
I got his autograph.
I went to, we had in St. John, New Brunswick, where I live, they had the Fundy Coast kind of convention, and Kevin Smith came. And I love Kevin Smith. I think he's one of the most genuinely amazing men in all the world. Loves his fans and just loves geekery and nerdy superhero crap everywhere.
He's such a cool guy.
Isn't he though? And I got to visit him. I get to talk with him. I had a picture. Me and my oldest boy is with Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith standing there. I have it enshrined in my bedroom right on the side where I'm at. I love it.
My picture with John Borrowman is just right above my desk.
Oh, that's cool.
I've been to Eurogamer, 3 times. That's a UK gaming event.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been there 3 times, 3 years in a row.
Oh, nice.
The first time I went, I was 17, so I couldn't go into the 18 part.
Yep.
Which sucked. I tried to sneak in, but security caught me literally as I was about to enter because they were asking everyone for their IDs.
Oh,
And I
no.
went, oh, I'm going to get caught now.
That's
so
funny.
I had to go all the way back down the escalator to go back down to the bottom. And then I went for 2 years after that, and I loved it. I've been
Cool.
to Bristol Comic Con. I've been to London Comic Con. Yeah, I've been to a variety of events across the UK because I can't go anywhere else at the moment.
Yeah. All right, Lee, you know I'm swinging by you, sir. Any nerd cons that you have visited or want to visit? Because I know you're into superheroes and all that stuff.
Yeah. I definitely want to go to like superhero Comic Cons or like a Star Wars Comic Con.
Yes! Now you're
I
talking,
mean,
sir.
I'll go.
I mean, I'd love to. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to have like a screen accurate like costume and like just
Wow.
and just walk in there and feel like I belong.
You do belong, Lee. You belong, sir. All right, to continue on, so we want to stick with the whole Bethesda thing, but we want to talk a little bit about Game Pass, and Jake is going to just thrill us with the Game Pass beautiful stuff that just came out. Jakey?
So, as I'm sure, if any of you are Xbox fans or gaming fans, you know, big gaming fans, you'll know this week that Bethesda, they've released 12 games onto the Game Pass for the Xbox and the PC. So they've released Elder Scrolls Oblivion, Skyrim, Fallout 4. They've released Wolfenstein, a couple of them, I think.
Yep.
They've also released Prey, which I've never played before.
I haven't
that's exciting. I think they released Morrowind as well, Elder Scrolls Morrowind, which I played briefly. And I'm super excited because I love Bethesda. They are my favorite game company of all time. And the fact that I can now go and play some of the games that I couldn't afford back then, I can now play for literally nothing. Like, to me, that's really exciting. And also the fact that it shows you that Bethesda is like, right, we're on this now. We're releasing these games on the Game Pass. This is what we're doing. So enjoy, go wild with it.
It's so amazing. Even the Evil Within, I didn't realize. I had to search that up. Evil Within, that's Bethesda. Yeah,
I played the demo of that.
Okay.
Back, a couple of years ago, and I really enjoyed it. So.
And we talked about this last week. I'm too much of a chicken poop to actually play the horror video games, but I can watch horror movies all day, and that's all good. So Lightsy and Lee, is there any games that Jake just listed there that you've either played or you would like to try with the Game Pass? And Lee, I know you don't have Xbox. Lightsy, I'm not sure if you do.
I don't, but I did mention to Kevin, who does have Xbox, that, you know, I'm definitely gonna have to be going up there to
absolutely
play again.
Yeah.
But I don't think I have anything specific in mind. It would just be whatever I'm feeling at the time.
Lee?
Yeah, I'd say I'm similar to Lightsy on that. Like, there's nothing specific that I'd look to get for. I mean, if I had it, then I'd try a few different things out. But there's nothing specific that I'm like, oh, I'm really excited for that. You know, like it just it depends on how I'm feeling at the time, really.
If you guys ever get a chance to play Oblivion, do it. If you save Pokewatch and they're walking around for the rest of your life in the game, aren't you the hero of Pokewatch? There is nothing cooler than your accolades as you're walking through from city to city to town. It is, Oblivion is so amazing.
It was a masterpiece, especially back in 2006. Like, I mean,
is that when it was?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What the heck?
Yeah.
You old man, Paul.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, I played it when it came out. I played it. I only got past the first level because back then RPGs really weren't my thing. So I got out of the sewers and then I just turned off the game because, I mean, I was only 9. So back then I was like playing, I don't know, I can't really remember. I wasn't really allowed to play that many games like that. But because my brother had a 360 when it came out, I sort of managed to sort of play a little bit. But going back to it now, definitely in terms of if you play it on 4K or whatever, the graphics still look really pixelated and blurry. But
so a lot of these got an FPS boost too. That was one of the things they bragged about. So for me, RPGs is my favorite genre. And I go way back to the NES, where I played the original Final Fantasy, loved it, beat it, and I played Dragon Warrior 1. I loved both of those RPGs, and if you look at it now, Final Fantasy's on like Final Fantasy 343, and Dragon Warrior, aka Dragon Quest, is on 75. So amazing. I played the foundational games, and I love it. Guys, Watchdog Legions finally came out with their online mode. I haven't played it yet. I just didn't want to install it and give her a try yet. So there's a new free online mode. You can play co-op missions, which I think is fantastic. Take on new tactical ops. Compete in Spider-Bot Arena, which I'm actually excited to try. I don't know if it's kind of a BattleBot sort of thing. And then build a team online and suit up and take back London. Now, have you guys looked anything about it? Because it's like London. And I played it from beginning to end. I thought the game was really good. But I beat it and finished it. You could recruit anybody. I thought it was an awesome game. But you guys are both in the UK. I'm assuming both of you have been to London. Have you seen any? Oh, yes, Lightsy, you went to the UK a couple of years ago. So yeah. That's right. So actually, all three of yous. Lightsy, we'll start with you since you're a visitor. Did you see any gameplay and like, oh, I was there. Like, what is the likeness, and is this something you'd want to try just because you've been there?
I haven't played it, and I don't think I've watched anybody play it either.
Okay.
But I would definitely be down to play that and go around and be like, oh, I was there.
And that would be cool. Jakey?
I've played the first two.
Nice. Okay.
I remember asking you on stream, should I get it? And you said, wait till it goes down in price. Mm-hmm. Because you said at the time you still didn't feel, because I think I said it was £45 still, and you said wait for it to go down a bit more in price because the price for it was still a bit the price value shouldn't have been that high. Because a lot of people like the game, I've heard. Also, a lot of people don't like it. So there's a lot of mixed opinions on it. But from what I've seen, I would definitely give it a go.
Do it.
Because I love the whole aspect of that you can hack people's games and make it sort of go wrong for them. I mean, in Watch Dogs, I think it's in the first one, I was playing with someone and I messed up his game so much he had to restart it because I went in and hacked in all his stuff.
That's amazing.
But yeah, I really want to get it.
Yep.
I think it's going down a bit more cheaper now. So I think once it gets to the £39, £38 mark, I'll then buy it.
Sure.
But yeah, I've been to London, a lot of the places I recognised.
Okay.
And you can go around literally the whole of London and I feel like that you're actually there.
Yep.
And especially the fact that people who have never been to London and they get to play it, it sort of gives them an idea of like what to expect in London. So if they ever do travel there, they'll be like, oh yeah, I saw that on Watch Dogs. Oh yeah, you know. But I think having an online element would look really cool. So I'm going to definitely get it when I can and then put a lot of time into it because I love those games.
Excellent. And yes, you will love it. Lee, what about you, sir?
I mean, who wouldn't want to have a game devoted to being a hacking tryhard?
Yeah.
I suppose. Good hacker.
Hacker. Yeah, hacker.
That's amazing.
If only Shadow.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it looks great. Like I wonder whether they'd make it that more immersive by putting it into VR or something.
Yep.
Like,
oh my gosh, what the heck?
Like
it's
where
person,
it really feels yeah. But it like you could feel like you're actually in London with it being on VR, like and stuff like that. I think that would be great.
About that because you just mentioned it's third person. LA Noir's third person, and they put that in VR mode.
I didn't know that. Cool.
Yeah. So it is definitely possible because LA Noir. If you type in LA Noir VR, a lot of the videos are just funny moments, but honestly, it definitely did do well on the VR.
I love that game. I thought LA Noir was amazing.
I love that game to pieces. So I think, Lee's made a very valid point. I think it could definitely could appeal really well if it came out on the VR as well.
Yep.
So I think it could work.
So I didn't take the time to just drive around, walk around, and explore. I played the game all out. It is heavily on hacking, which is awesome. Of course, that is the only thing I was missing. Like in Watch Dogs 2, you could just hold out your phone and just steal money constantly from everybody you walk by. Only certain people you recruit can do that, and they can only there's a like a cooldown. But the fact that everybody in the game you can recruit to your team, every NPC there, you walk by someone, you can do a mission to get them on your team and all that.
So you can have like hundreds of people.
Yeah. I'm not sure if your stable can handle like all that, but you can have a whole bunch of people in your team. You can let people go and bring new people in.
Yeah.
But every person you see in there, you can scan them, sort of thing, and you're like, okay, I got to do this, got to do that. I can start a recruit mission, and you do it, and you recruit them, which is really amazing. Watchdog Legions went all out. I thought it was really good. There was just a couple things like, I don't know if it was just like the same stuff over and over and over, but it was quite easy too. I thought it was easy. But wait till
I think that's why a lot of people didn't like it, because it felt very similar to the other ones. But again, it's a series. Yeah, it's a series, so they're going to still apply the same thing throughout it.
Of course.
So,
people have to realize that for sure. Like the Elder Scroll, like if you go from Oblivion to Skyrim, you still got to do like the Mages Guild, the Warrior Guild, and all that stuff. The Thieves Guild. Whatever. That's Elder Scrolls, and same thing with Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
So, all right. So one of the big things I want to chat about, and this came up on my Twitter feed. I'm just going to bring this up here, and I thought this was. I thought this was crazy, and as soon as I read it, I'm like, "Whoa, what the heck?" So my buddy Shonuff79, when I first started doing YouTube, him, Philly, and a few other gamer dads, they kind of pulled me into their fold, which I thought was awesome. So I got to get a huge love and appreciation. My two favorites. And you can see them streaming too, and Philly not so much anymore, but Shonuff79 and Philly, both of those dudes, I love them to death. I think they're awesome. And Show always has insightful tweets. He always has something about gaming that's just fantastic. It's like, oh my gosh, that's cool. And so I didn't see any of this, and this tweet pops up. I'd love to see Halo do a BR Battle Royale, but it's got to be a pure Halo. They have to go for it. It's the perfect universe for a battle royal. And I thought, oh my gosh, yes it is. But there's a YouTuber or Twitcher or whatever. His name is Jack Courage Dunlop. I have no clue who he is. He said, well guys, I'm now hated by the entire Halo community apparently. I'm sorry for hoping that my favorite game series of all time would adapt to bring in the millions and millions of Battle Royale players to try out Halo. Let's just gatekeep Halo and not be open-minded. Of course, he's being sarcastic. Because some dude named Jim, it's Twitter. There's a lot of wonderful, not so wonderful people on there. This guy named Jim says, your Halo tweet was single-handedly made the entire Halo community hate you. Congratulations, a-hole. And which is pretty scumbaggery. And when Show said that it's a perfect universe for a battle royal, I thought, oh my gosh, yes, because Halo 2, that their online mode went on forever. People were still playing it years and years and years after. Now, I'm going to speak blasphemy. I'm not a big Halo fan, even though I've played them all. I've beat them all. Okay, you can go back in my videos on streaming. I've played them with James Mucklin. But Halo would be a fabulous universe that sticks to the core element gaming for Battle Royale, or for Halo universe for a Battle Royale. I think that's awesome. Lee, I'm going to you. What do you think of Halo and Battle Royale? Because you've been there for some of my streams and stuff for Halo as well. What do you got to say, my friend?
I think it's completely feasible. Like, you know, if they can certainly go that route if they wanted to. Like no doubt, if they do, they will get some toxicity for it.
Of course.
But that would have been inevitable anyway. If I'm correct in remembering, I do think there is a Master Chief skin on Fortnite.
Yes, there is.
Yeah. So in a way, Halo is already a part of it.
Nice pull right there. Yeah, I guess.
So it depends on whether they want to go all in or say this is where we're standing. We're not doing battle royale.
Yep. Okay, Lightsy, I know you're a battle royale fan. You've played lots of Fortnite. You streamed lots of Fortnite. What is your take on Halo doing a battle royale?
I think it's a good idea. Like, I have played a little bit of Halo back in the day with some exes. But yeah, I think it would be a pretty good move for them.
All right, Jakey, you and I are the Xbox boys. I know you've got lots to say about this. Just wow me with your battle royale Halo, because I know you play battle royals. You're an Apex legend, and so what do you think, sir?
I think definitely it would bring a real nice new appeal to the Halo series. I think especially for younger generation, that's literally what kids like playing these days. Battle royale games.
Nice.
I mean, Fortnite. I think about probably over half the population of players on that are kids.
My 11-year-old is currently in the other room playing right now.
Yeah.
Fortnite.
And yeah, my nephew, he's 12, and that's literally what he plays. And I think Halo definitely has. I mean, over the years, I think since 343. I mean, I love 343.
Yep.
And I think the fact that they would love to create, a Halo Battle Royale mode, especially considering the Halo universe is so big, the maps are huge. I mean, if you're looking back at Halo Reach Forge World and everything like that, imagine playing a Battle Royale on a map that huge. I think it would be really cool. Personally, I think it would bring a whole new sense of life to the game. It would definitely get people talking about Halo a lot more, because I think Halo definitely it's something that people don't talk about a lot anymore, especially with Halo 5.
Destiny, really, right?
Yeah.
I don't really hear about it that much anymore, Halo 5. But I think it'd be really cool. Personally, I would buy it. I would give it a go.
Yep.
See what happens. If I get mad, I get mad. If I don't,
Sure.
But I think it's about just bringing a whole new lot of gamers together, especially for the ones who just specifically play Battle Royale modes. And I think it'd be really cool. And I think it'd be enjoyed by a lot of people. So
absolutely. I think what people have to realize too, Halo Infinite that's coming out, it's not going to be a battle royale game. So those of you that are excited for a single player experience, you're going to get that. Those of you that are excited for multiplayer, you're going to get that, because every one of them kind of has a multiplayer aspect to it. The whole universe is already set, but adding a third dimension of battle royale, I think is fantastic. Like, look at Call of Duty Warzone.
Yeah.
People play Warzone instead of the other multiplayer, and instead of the single player. There's still tons of play. I streamed Warzone yesterday. Apex Legends, Fortnite, all of that stuff is going good.
I was going to say Fortnite with their the other one.
Yeah.
Save the world. Save the world.
So the game actually came out as Save the World, right?
Yeah.
Then they brought out a battle royale mode, changed the gaming world forever. Like, it just didn't change Fortnite. It changed the gaming world, ruined the lives of many streamers, because unless you're playing Fortnite, not a lot of people are going to come visit you unless you're already set, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And so I think a battle royale mode, I think, is going to be awesome. Like Shonuff was saying, you have to stick with the universe. You have your little swords. You can have your driving vehicles, and it'd be cool to even have some of those flying vehicles as well. Just everything Halo. Everything Halo. You don't got to bring in the zone that's closing in, pull everybody closer, but you don't have to have any of the crazy Fortnite building or anything like that. Just have everybody running on the ground in buildings, or there's buildings in the gameplays and all that stuff. I think it's a great idea. It's not going to take over unless people are like, wow, they did a great freaking job. Let's play Halo Infinite Battle Royale for the rest of my days. I think it's fantastic. I'm super excited. I'm serious. When Shonuff, I was just like, bam, I'm talking about that on the podcast this week. Thank you so much for the content. Excellent. Anything else on that, guys?
No.
Good stuff.
Nothing. Pretty much covered it.
So I want to jump to one of the most exciting announcements this week. Growing up, and I don't know when it came out, I fell in love with the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I really did. My life was consumed with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I love the movies. If you've seen the real movies they brought out, 1, 2, and 3, the first one was awesome, and then the other two just... But I still loved them and thought they were great, and I defend them. The only thing I didn't like about the first one is, I believe it was Kumo D did the Turtle Power song, and he said Raphael was the leader. That angered me, because he's not. It's Leonardo, and it will always be Leonardo. But they are bringing out a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game set in the old school original cartoon. It's called Shredder's Revenge. It has a classic look, and oh my gosh, I love the arcade games. I pumped many quarters into, because they had arcades when I was a kid, and they pumped in a bunch of quarters into that. I'll tell you, that was one of the coolest things. If you had $10, you could go and ask for a roll of quarters, and bam! And games actually cost 25 cents. I don't know when the originals turned. Yeah, because you go now, they're like $1, 75 cents, 50. No, they were all of them were a quarter.
You could spend ages in there. Literally,
not quite that one.
There it is, right there. I loved it. So there was the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Then they brought out Turtles in Time, which was awesome as well. And now they're bringing out this one, Shredder's Revenge. Logan, Lightsy, are you a Turtle fan? And is this something you'd be excited to play?
I will admit, I think I've only ever seen the movie, and it was the most recent one. Okay,
so you've been tainted. Oh,
a little bit, but yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Like, I do see the hype behind it all, and I would I'd definitely go up to Kevin's and play that arcade machine
oh my gosh,
to get ready
that
for
arcade machine, I would love to have it sitting right here behind me. I love it. It has a theme song. I still know it off the top of my head, the whole thing. Oh, I love the Turtles. Jakey, what about you, sir?
I've played the Turtles. Is it Turtles in Time?
Turtles in Time, yeah.
Yeah, I played that. I've watched the first movie.
Okay, so the first movie, as in like the one that came out in the 80s, or
the 80s
late 80s?
One, yeah.
Okay.
My dad was a fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Nice.
So I sort of grew up with it. I had T-shirts, I had duvet covers, I had cups, I had plates, I had the toys, I had literally anything. And Raphael was always my favorite.
Yep. Oh, no way. All right.
Yeah. Here we go. Bit of a clash. But yeah, I grew up with it, and I think a lot of my mates grew up with it as well. Like, we used to, I remember in primary school, me and three of my mates, we always used to like recreate it.
Yep.
And we used to like wrestle each other and all that. I mean, that probably isn't what they would probably be there doing, wrestling each other. They'd be fighting enemies. But because we couldn't pick on kids older than us, because we knew we'd probably get beaten the hell out of, we just sort of incorporated a bit of wrestling into it. But we all had, like, I remember we used to, because we all did karate at the time as well.
Yep.
So we all got our karate straps and we wrapped them around our head, and we'd all recreate just playing that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I think just being able to maybe just get back into it as well, especially after all these years.
Oh my gosh,
I'm looking forward to it. So,
all right, Lee, I know Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you were the leader. You put on the blue Leonardo outfit and wore the shell because you were a hero and a half shell. Lee Power, tell me about your love for Turtles, please.
I don't know.
That looks like a face of disappointment.
I know, eh? I think Lee's our youngest on the panel, so I like to tease Lee.
I mean, I don't want to throw like a spanner in the works, but I believe I saw some of the old show when I was like younger, but I barely remember any of it.
Yeah.
I just know that there's a very dedicated few who enjoy it, and the Michael Bay ones didn't do so well because of that.
Yeah.
The Michael Bay films.
So the Michael Bay films, I would have to say, was better than the original movies that had come out. But the original movies were like 1990 or something like that, or 1980 something, late 80s. And so, but then I loved it, right? Because we were so used to 80s cheese that it was just the norm. It was okay.
Yeah.
But if you have 80s cheese now, it's just like, you look back at some of that stuff, it's like, oh my gosh, I actually like that. But Turtles is so awesome. Bebop and Rocksteady, Casey Jones, April O'Neil, and Shredder, and Splinter, and all those guys. I just loved it. It was so awesome. Now, I remember the hype when it came out and it really got popular. Kids were actually trying to get into the sewers. Now,
Really?
yes, it was a news story. Some kids in the U.S. I don't know if they got injured or something like that, but there was almost like a PSA to, hey, tell your kids there's no such thing as turtles and a rat living in the sewers.
Oh my God.
Which is pretty wild.
It shows that things don't change, because I remember seeing a story about a kid who broke his arm because he jumped off someplace high with an umbrella thinking that it was Fortnite.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh, that is incredible. That's Darwinism right there. Like, just
Yeah.
could you imagine?
The cycle repeats itself.
Yeah, and I think that's the whole Tide Pod generation, anyways. So, which is kind of crazy. Guys, anything on the Turtles? Would you just excite this old dude because he loved the Turtles? All right, we'll move on. Oh, I love the Turtles, though. I want to play the theme song right now. All right, this week we're going to do this segment. I think we're going to do this every week anyways. We're going to do this week in retrospective, and I want to cover some old school games. And of course, if you ever look at my channel, my older videos, the reason I started doing YouTube was to do My Past, His Legacy, where my oldest kid at the time goes back and plays the games that I played when I was a kid. I love this series. It was so much fun. I want to do it with Isaac. He's 11, but he's still caught up in Fortnite world and really hasn't expanded his gaming, except for Doom. Doom Eternal. The kid loves Doom Eternal, which I think is crazy. But anyways, we are going to focus and just chat about a little bit with Super Mario Bros. 1, and I'm going to give a little bit of information. I'll talk about my childhood, because I remember when I got that game. And so this came out in late 1985 in North America. Japan it was early, I think it was September in Japan, and in UK, I'm not sure when you guys got it. But the music, everybody knows the music. And instantly it's Super Mario Bros. You know it. It's so good. But can you imagine 8-bit music that has just changed everybody, and it's just ingrained in their mind, and you just hear that a little bit. It's wonderful. One of the things that I thought was funny is when you start World 1-1, you jump up, you jump up and hit that first question mark, you land, and so many people has died by that stupid Goomba right at the beginning, which I'm sure if you guys have played it, you've done it, because I know I've done it, because we're all pro gamers, right? But everyone has died by that stinking thing. Facts that I found out was Mario was originally named Jumpman, which I thought was weird.
Yeah.
And he was originally a carpenter. I didn't know.
Wow.
Okay.
But I heard the Jumpman thing before, but the whole carpenter stuff, I didn't know. He's a plumber.
I mean, I believe Mario technically made his first appearance in like a Donkey Kong game. Yeah. Where he was sort of like the villain in that, in a way.
From what perspective?
From Donkey Kong's perspective, because like
Of course.
Of course, yeah, because he took the princess, and Mario's here to save it. So, but yes, I can see that if you're looking from Donkey Kong's perspective. So, picture this: Sicily, 1945. So, no, I'm kidding. It's the Golden Girls, but I'm sure you guys have never seen Golden Girls. My age. Anyways, in 1985, it's Christmas time. My mother brings out this box. It's Christmas Eve. She brings out a box, sets it on the table. She's like, you guys can open this now. And it's pretty late on Christmas Eve. We open it up and bam, it's a Nintendo Entertainment System with the Zap Gun. And it came with Duck Hunt and Mario.
Because wasn't that a joint cartridge?
Yes, it was a joint cartridge. It also had Hogan's Alley on it, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. And we got Tag Team Wrestling. because we were huge hardcore wrestling fans. And I'll tell you right now, the first game we did play was tag team wrestling because of the whole wrestling thing. But as soon as you started up Mario, that right there, I think, and many people will say, Nintendo and Super Mario changed and saved gaming, because you go from Atari and the whole ET fiasco crashed everything and destroyed everything, and like gaming was like, whatever. But Nintendo's like, here you are, take Mario, and it was so amazing. And I still love Mario to this day. My favorite game of all time is Super Mario 64, but Super Mario Bros. 1, finding warp pipes, finding hidden, like how would you even know to hit World 1, 2, you're underground and you just play a little bit and there's a whole square going down and you bump the 2 up and there is a fire power. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Or you land on the platforms going up and down and you jump over and you find the secret warp pipe to World 4 or World 8 and 6, 7, and 8. It's Super Mario Bros. 1 is an amazing game, and just experiencing it for the first time, I still remember as a kid, and it is wonderful. Wonderful. Lacey, did you play Super Mario Bros. 1? I assume you did.
I did, yeah.
Give me some thoughts on that from your perspective.
So my memories of it is playing it at my babysitter's after schools in elementary school.
Nice.
That and Duck Hunt. I remember those, yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, I remember sitting there and playing it.
No,
like,
I
just
get it.
Having fun with my friends, you know?
Yeah,
like,
playing 2 players. Luigi was the second player. Fantastic. Yeah. Jake, how about you?
I've played 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
All of them, all the way through. I remember my earliest memories was my dad and my uncle playing 2-player, getting angry at the TV every time they died on a level. And I remember, because I think my gaming knowledge back then was so bleak.
Sure.
I didn't know what. I remember playing the first 2 levels, and I was really back then. I played Duck Hunt over that one as well, and my dad would not let me use the gun plugged in. He'd been playing it, and he'd give me the extra gun.
Yep.
Get me interacted with him, because he was like, yeah, I'm not letting my 2-year-old son play a shooting game. That's not happening. So he would give me the pretend gun, so I'd be pretending to shoot at it. But yeah, I played all of them, Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, and 3, and I was just really blown away with it. And I've actually got a huge poster of Super Mario Bros. 3 on my wall.
Nice. We'll cover that in 2 weeks, man. Yeah. SMB3. Yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
And it's a nice big frame one. It's an official Nintendo seal of quality one. And that was the first game I actually ever really enjoyed properly before I got into like more games in the future.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my experience with all 3 of them. So nice. I loved all of them.
Awesome. Lee, did you or have you played SMB1?
No.
Oh my gosh, Lee!
I've played the 3rd one. I haven't played the 1st one.
Okay, number 3 though. I cannot wait to cover number 3.
Yeah. I think they're all iconic.
Yes.
And how you were talking about before about how gaming like sort of was revolutionized because of Nintendo. I think that's always been a trait for Nintendo. Like Nintendo's always gone the extra mile to do something different.
Yep.
Like if you think about like how the Wii happened and it like started like motion controls and everything like that.
Yep.
And now they've got the Switch where they've made it portable. It's like I think it's really insane.
And Nintendo 64 and Super Mario 64 gave birth to the 3D generation as well.
Yeah. So I think like Nintendo have always done really well to do something to make something different, you know, as opposed to like the same thing over and over again.
Yep. So one of the cool things I remember too was on World 3-1, You're at the very end, and here comes a Koopa just coming down, the turtle. And you wait till you get on one of the steps. You jumped up to hit him, and if you hit him at the right spot, you keep bouncing like this.
Oh.
And
yeah.
you can get like 100 free men if you just keep doing it. And it was amazing. It was so awesome.
They add something like that into a lot of their games. Like
Yep.
with 3D World, there's one level that they have something like that as well that I've seen.
I think that happened on stream when I was streaming. A dude came and it was stuck in between two things. And he just kept jumping on it and getting free men. I thought that was crazy. Super Mario Bros. 1, a classic game. It's this week on Retrospective. If you've not ever played it, just go ahead and give it a try. First, the music will, it'll be ingrained in your life forever. That Goomba at the beginning, you'll hate that thing because you will die eventually. And the more times you play it, you will die because you think you're a pro. Hold down the B button, jump, and I'm running too fast. Boom, boom. It's so awesome. All right, we are going to switch. Oh, did you have something else?
I was just gonna say the original coin noise is my text tone on my phone.
Oh, which is fantastic. Speaking of the whole phone, I'm a giant Legend of Zelda fan, and I used to have, hey, listen, every time I'd get a text.
Oh my god!
But it got annoying after a while, so I didn't want to listen anymore, and I got rid of it. All right, Lightsy is going to guide us through on this week in Pokewatch, since she and Jakey are Pokemon Legends. I can't even freaking talk now. Lightsy, what do we got?
All right, so to start things off with, we've got physical copy pre-orders of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are available. I have only found American sites having them so far. So
Okay.
Nothing in Canada. Sorry, Brits, I didn't check to see if you guys were had yours. But it's going for $59.99 US.
US 79 for us.
Yeah, so it's full price game, which kind of to be expected, but
I'm not gonna rant.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Still no release date yet.
Okay.
Just late 2021. But I'm guessing it's still gonna be in November, like when most of the mainstream games kind of come out. Like late November. I don't know. It makes sense to me somehow. But other than that, we still don't we haven't heard anything for pre-order bonuses or anything. Like when Sun and Moon came out, we got the Ash Greninja, I think it was.
Okay.
But yeah, not a whole lot for that. Pokemon Go is getting some egg updates.
Okay.
Niantic support tweeted out the other night that they have started testing for a new update for trainers to see the possible Pokemon that come from inside an egg.
Okay, that's cool.
I saw some screenshots of it last night, which looks kind of cool. You just go onto your egg and you scroll down, and it has these tiers from 1 egg being the most common to 5 eggs being the most rare that can come from the egg, and it'll show what kind of Pokemon you can get from the egg. It won't tell you if it's going to be a shiny though, which
okay.
I mean, but yeah, that's Pokemon Go. We also have Project Piplup that was announced.
I had to Google that because I had no clue what the heck that was.
Yeah, it was announced as the sequel to Project Eevee, which was mainly bigger in Japan to promote Let's Go Eevee, and they just came out with a whole bunch of Eevee merch, hoodies, the Eevee line, figurines, and those things. So Piplup has been selected to promote the Sinnoh remakes coming out, so we can expect to see a big blow up of Piplup merchandise.
All right, so what is Piplup though? Like what is it?
Piplup is the water starter for Diamond and Pearl.
So it is a Pokemon though, Piplup.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a cute little penguin. It's
Yeah.
my one of my favorites from Diamond and Pearl.
Okay.
It's also Diamond and Pearl's 15th anniversary, so it makes sense that they kind of want to do something bigger to promote the games coming out this year. So this makes sense.
Okay.
And then lastly, someone found on the Spanish Nintendo website a new page for the Pokemon mini games. Now, the Pokemon mini, let me bring up Bulbapedia here.
Ha! That's hilarious.
The Pokemon Mini is a handheld game console designed and manufactured by Nintendo, specifically tailored to Pokemon mini games. It's the smallest cartridge-based system that Nintendo has ever produced.
Okay.
It doesn't have a whole lot of games, but they were like about that big-ish.
Okay. Is that the cartridge or the gaming system?
No, the actual game. Like it was smaller than a Game Boy. Yeah, it came out in 2001 in Japan, North America, Australia, and Europe, and continued throughout until 2002. So it wasn't very long. But we don't know if like they were just updating their bookworks and like their list of everything that they've created, or if they're planning on doing some kind of anniversary for it, because this is the
25th anniversary.
The 20th anniversary of them. So
okay,
who knows with that?
Lots of good Pokewatch news.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So that's what I have in Pokewatch.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Guys, are you excited?
Yeah.
Well, Lee's probably like, I really don't care, Paul, to be honest. That's all good. All right.
You know me too well.
So, yes. So, Lee, I know you can talk about this one because you played with us. And Lightsy, I'm pretty sure you did as well. We streamed it.
Yeah, a couple games.
We talked about it last Sunday on our podcast on Level 3 that Apex Legends is coming out on Nintendo Switch. And so we gave ourselves homework to play it when it came out, and play it did we ever. We streamed it. We played it on, what was it, Thursday? Was it Thursday? Yeah. We played it on Thursday. And so we're going to talk about it. And so, Lee, I want to go to you first because you've never played Apex Legends, and Jakey and I have. And Lightsy, have you played Apex Legends before?
Yeah, I had played it on the PlayStation.
So you've never experienced the awesomeness that is Apex Legends. So Lee, from your perspective, how did you find Apex Legends on Nintendo Switch?
It's certainly enjoyable. Like, you know, if you haven't got anything else, and like for my like personal experience, it was my first time playing Apex Legends on anything, as opposed to like so like I'm still extremely new to the whole deal, but I can see the appeal of it, and those who can't get it on any other format, like I think this is definitely a good option for them.
Yeah.
The only real issue that I see is like with it being the potential of being cross-platform, because when we did stream it together, we only did it with other Switch players. We didn't do it cross-platform. So like with it being cross-platform, it could be like a whole different game, like and one that won't elicit as much popularity.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what I've got so far.
Excellent. Lightsy.
I think it went well. it was fun to play. I still haven't gotten a chance to see how it differentiates. Stay off the desk. Between like handheld mode and
I didn't try that either.
docked. Like I'd still like to see that difference, but yeah, the graphics were a little atrocious.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now we'll get into the Apex Legends fanboys, and Jake, we'll start with you, sir. How was your experience with Apex Legends on the Nintendo Switch?
I hated it. I hated it. I felt the graphics were extremely poor for a game, especially getting released on the newest, 2021 especially. I thought the graphics were awful. The gameplay was clunky. The weapons, there was a lot of recoil, I noticed, on some of the weapons. So when I was using the carbine, there was a lot of recoil on it compared to on the Xbox and the PlayStation.
Yeah,
there was
which
so
hardly
much
any,
recoil.
yeah.
I also felt the killing animations were not smooth, because I tried to do a kill animation on someone, and when I was doing it, it would start one, but then it would freeze, and then it would carry on.
Okay.
Yeah, I also felt that the graphics on the legends themselves were really pixelated, like using Lifeline. Her basic skin looks so pixelated, even when opening packs. The background was pixelated. I couldn't even sometimes see what was in the pack, because sometimes I literally had to lean forward to look at the TV just to actually see what the graphics were. In the background, when I think it was me, you, I don't know if it was Lee or Lightsy. No, it was me, you, and Lightsy. When we were playing it, and I killed that person in the distance. They literally looked like a pixel.
Yeah.
On my screen.
Yeah. Playing, like I said, when we were playing, it felt like I wasn't wearing my glasses at all.
Yeah. I just couldn't stand it.
Yep.
And considering, one of the things I've also noticed was when I was playing it yesterday with you on Xbox, I went to the settings option, and you can't turn off cross-platform.
Right.
It's platform on Xbox, PlayStation, and PS4, but for the Switch, you can turn it off.
Yes.
And that was something that I noticed. Like, why have they got it so for the Switch you can keep it on or off?
I want to believe because it has the motion sensor controls, and
Okay.
putting that against
Controller. No.
controller.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a question that I had in the back of my mind. I was like, why is that? I think also I felt, I don't know if you guys felt, but we were playing against bots quite a lot of the time. I mean, I remember one game I got 13 kills, and literally apart from two of them, none of them were shooting at me. And I thought, this isn't right. It feels like I'm playing against bots right now.
Okay.
On Apex. My experience, I couldn't stand it.
So for me, the graphics just killed it for me. I think graphically in 2021, there's no excuse for rocks to look like just a pile of mud.
Exactly.
Distance, shooting in a distance, it was just a nightmare. It was really bad. And so you guys pretty much covered everything. And so the only thing, you already know how I feel. I feel the same way as all you guys. Graphics were terrible. The only thing that really stood out positively is the fun. The fun factor is still there. When I was done streaming it, because I hadn't played Apex, I think I played once with Jake on the weekend last week or something like that, or earlier in the week. And because I hadn't touched it for months and months and months, if not a year.
That was the first time I played in 2 years.
Yeah. So
I'm obsessed with it.
it was. I came away like, dang, that was fun. I was on the Switch, mind you, but it was fun. But I'm playing on my Xbox Series X right now, and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Going crazy. I actually bought the Battle Pass yesterday, so if anything, the Nintendo Switch Apex Legends brought me back to Apex Legends on another console. All right. So as weird as that sounds, that's exactly what it did. I've been playing like crazy. Yesterday, the wife was at work. I played 7 hours on Apex Legends. I freaking loved it.
My messenger from Paul is spammed with screenshots.
Yes.
Of
I'm getting kills. I'm getting wins. Even today, right before we did the podcast, I played a couple games. I had 6 kills, and we were like number 2. and my other two teammates had 0. And I'm like, come on! But I'm loving it. Honestly, guys, Apex Legends right now, I'm just a fanboy right now. And I purchased the Battle Pass. That's the last time I purchased the Battle Pass was Season 1 and hated it because it was a hardcore grind. And now it's not as bad. So Apex Legends, really fun. But on the Switch, boys, oh boys.
I mean,
They need to improve it.
Yeah. Lee?
Sorry, carry on.
yeah, like would you feel more inclined to play it more on the Switch if you didn't have to start from scratch? Because it's like you tried to link up the account and it didn't work.
Okay.
We didn't. So you had to start from scratch.
So to Lee's point, Apex Legends on the Switch is cross-platform but not cross-progression. So if you're playing on the Switch, you're playing on the Xbox, you have to start over on the Nintendo Switch, which really sucks.
It does suck.
So now, I wouldn't mind playing again on Switch just with you guys, but it's on Xbox and PlayStation. You can't turn it off anyways across platforms. So when I stream this again on Thursday, because we're gonna do Thursday's Apex Legends, you guys can join and join on your Switch, and that's okay. That's totally cool. We'll just have some fun. But yeah, Lee, I exactly what you're saying. If we didn't have to start over, maybe I would continue to play it on Switch once in a while. But yeah.
I do think though that they, in terms of getting XP and everything, they've made it so much easier to get XP on the Switch.
Yep.
I think within about 3 matches I was already level 6.
Yes.
And
Didn't they have they gave us like an XP bonus for 3 days or something?
It gave rewards.
And they gave us the Battle Pass free as well. They gave everyone the Battle Pass, because I was saying to Paul, I was like, I'm pretty sure I haven't purchased the Battle Pass for this. And then Paul was like, oh, okay. Because then I checked later on. I was like, yeah, I'm already level 30 on my Battle Pass.
Exactly.
There's no way that I've done that. And then I found out that they gifted it to F1 as a thank you for sort of playing it on the Switch.
Which is cool. I think they realized the game right now looks like toilet excrement. And so here it is, and hopefully it will look better. Maybe with the Switch Pro. The Switch Pro?
Yeah.
We'll see. Anyways, all right, guys, that's Apex Legends on Switch. It's free to play. If you have a Nintendo Switch, just play it. Try it out. And but since I've already played on the Xbox Series X and Xbox One, I'm kind of tainted with the graphics. It's worse than the N64, to be honest. All right, so we're coming down towards the end of the show. We've got This Week in Gaming History. Lee, we're already over an hour, so let's rock and roll through this. Starting with March 8th, what do we got?
We have got Yoshi's Island DS. In 2007, Yoshi's Island DS, the sequel to Super Mario World.
Oh.
Yoshi's Island was released in Japan on the Nintendo DS.
Okay.
And then in 2019, Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn.
I never played any of those.
No, was on the Nintendo 3DS. And it was from the 2010 on the Wii, and that released worldwide. In March 9th, there's the 1996 Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars.
And it was a Squeenix game. What the heck?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. But it's the first Mario role-playing game.
Yes.
Which is quite cool as well. 1999, Mario Party released in Europe.
Yeah. So much fun.
Classics.
2004, Metal Gear Solid, the Twin Snakes was released in America. In 2007, Castlevania, Portrait of the Ruin released in Europe.
Okay.
In 2008, Super Smash Bros. Brawl was released in America. Right. I love Super Smash Bros. In March 10th, there was
what that's saying is March 10th is Mario Day, since it's MAR10.
Yeah, I got out now. But yeah, that's it's great that 2003 Mega Man and
I think it's Bass. I don't know.
Yeah, Bass was released in North America on the for the GBA. 2005 Metros was released in Japan for the DS. 2009 Mad World was released in North America for the Wii. I don't know anything about that.
Nope.
2011 Pokemon Black and White was released in Australia for the DS. Now on to March 11th, 1995, Chrono Trigger was released in Japan.
Which many people consider one of the best games of all time, Chrono Trigger. And if you try to buy that stinking game, it is hardcore expensive.
Really?
Kevin, I believe that's one that Kevin has.
Okay.
That he's keeping, or that he sold for like $300.
It's wild.
Right, wow. 2005, the Nintendo DS was launched in Europe. Really enjoy that one. It's really great. 2010, the black version of the Wii was released in Australia. Not sure how many Aussies have that.
Oi, oi, oi.
March 12th, the 1987 3D Wing Runner was released early. Was an early Square title for the Famicom, which was released in Japan. 1998, Yoshi's Story was released in America for the N64. 2002, 007 Agent Under Fire was released for the GameCube in Japan.
Love that game.
2004, Square and Enix returned to the Nintendo to release Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles in Europe for the GameCube. And then 2007, the Sonic Spinballs released for the Virtual Console in America. There's a lot.
There is a lot.
March 13th, 2005, Pokemon Dash, one of the earliest efforts for the Nintendo DS, was released in America. 2006.
Shigeru Miyamoto.
Yeah, and yeah.
And Michelangelo.
And knighted by the French Minister of Culture and
Whoa.
Communication.
How cool is that? Now, Shigeru Miyamoto is the probably the most famous creator of any characters of all time, like Link and Mario, and I think he did Donkey Kong as well. Like, you can contribute all of those characters created to Shigeru Miyamoto, who's just a legend.
And that's really cool. And then in 2007, Disney releases the hit with the Spectrobes on the DS in America. And then March 14th, 1983, Mario Bros. Was released in North America as part of the Game & Watch series. In 1995, Mario No Picross was released in Japan for the Game Boy. 2002, Kijoin no Doshin. I'm butchering these names.
That's okay.
Was released
We're almost
in Japan. Was released in Japan for the GameCube. 2005, Donkey Kong Jungle Beat was released in North America for the GameCube. 2005 again, Yoshi Touch and Go was released in North America for the DS. 2008, Fire Emblem was Raiden Dawn was released in Europe for the Wii. Also in 2008, No More Heroes was released in Europe for the Wii. And Again, 2008, Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver was released in North America for the DS.
Are those remakes?
Yes.
Okay, so they
Heart
just
Gold
added.
and Soul
All right, cool. Go ahead, Lee.
Yeah, they sounded familiar, those ones. 2008, Mr. Bean was released in Europe for the DS.
Oh my god.
That was a classic show.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then 2008, Kids Sports Ice Hockey was released in Europe for the Wii.
Okay, that was a lot. So maybe next time I'll cut out some of the stuff and just get the popular games, because like I don't think any of us know who's Kyojin no Doshin was released in Japan for the GameCube. What? So all right, so we're running into overtime. So we're actually going to jump right into Lee's trivia, and I just want to say Jake is winning he's 6. I got 5. Lightsy's got 2, but Lightsy's been gone for 2 episodes, so we're gonna rock it. Lee, what do we got? Lee's got one good trivia multiple choice question, and then we'll just tie this up. What do you got, Lee?
Okay. Which game do you think is was the most expensive to develop? Right. Is it Grand Theft Auto 5? Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Red Dead Redemption 2, or Cyberpunk 2077?
Wow. I have no clue. I could probably narrow it down. I could go Call of Duty possibly, since each update is 100 plus gigs, which is so stupid. Shoot.
I'm going to just pick GTA 5 because I just feel like they spent so many years creating that. That's what I pick.
I think I'm going to go with Cyberpunk.
Oh, you know what? I'm thinking GTA 5 as well, but I am going to go Call of Duty Modern Warfare. 3 separate answers. Someone's getting a point, maybe. Lee?
It was actually Red Dead Redemption 2.
What?
Yeah. You were wrong.
Jeez.
Come on. That's insanity. Red Dead Redemption 2 was the most expensive game to make. It's a brilliant game, by the way.
Do you know how much it was?
It was, it's not specifically stated, but it's more than anything else on the list. Over 170 million in US.
Wow.
So, quite a hefty amount.
Isn't that crazy? The video games cost more than these movies now?
Yes.
That's amazing. Video games, kids. This is our life, video games, and I love the fact that it's way more. It's the most popular form of media ever. I think it's amazing.
And Cyberpunk 2077 came second with 121 million, which just makes their loss even that much greater.
I wonder how much they have lost if they did lose. I'm assuming they did.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, guys. Lee, thank you for that trivia. I can't believe we all got 0 on that. So we're gonna wrap this up. I know we usually do Players Pulse and we've got Listeners Corner and all that stuff, but we are an hour and 20 minutes in. So this has been a wonderful, wonderful conversation. Thank you guys so much. Is there anything you guys have to say? Lacey, where can they find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitch. Not Twitch. Twitter. Twitter and Instagram at Logan Ainsley.
Okay, excellent. And Jakey. Can't wait for Lee. Go ahead, Jake.
You can find me on Twitter at WowichJake.
Okay. And Lee, where can they find you on social media?
You can't.
Lee, I'm going to harass you until you create a Twitter account, my man.
Oh, well, it's never going to happen.
You're never going to get it. All of my stuff, guys, is usually in the description. I will add theirs as well. So if you just want to hit that, expand more in the description, all of my stuff's there. Our Discord's there. All these wonderful people you see here, they're from my channel on live streaming. So feel free to just hit them up and talk with them. Join Discord, guys. It is in the description, and they're always on Discord, and they're always there to chat. Tons of channels that you can just chat about stuff, and we're gonna do some other cool things that are coming up. So, All right, guys, thank you all so much. So here we go. So as for Lightsy, as for Joke, I said joke. As for Jake, and as for Lee, my name is Paul, and you guys take care. I'm not taking that out either.
Oh, thanks, man.
I love it. That
Yeah,
was
because
awesome.
you've got to keep the joke in.